Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of
Cheyenne.
Another episode of Cheyenne's reality, experimental reality.
You pointed at me. I didn't know what to say. I panicked.
Oh, I mean, you were supposed to say experimental reality.
Oh.
I'm Josh. For those of you who have never listened before,
the intro, they actually do it, but I understand if that doesn't make sense to you.
What?
What?
I'm confused. I only heard the second part of what Luke said. So I'm Josh. I'm here today with Cheyenne,
Experimental reality.
with experimental reality, and
The person.
person.
And Luke. It's me.
Luke.
I'm Luke.
Can we turn Luke up just a little
Yeah,
bit?
yeah, for sure. For
Okay.
sure.
From the West Coast to the Midwest.
From the west coast of the Midwest. All right. So, how was everyone's week? Since we haven't done this in like 2 weeks
Man, that
now.
was so aggressive. That's why I put
Yeah.
S in parentheses.
Oh yeah, yeah,
How was
yeah.
your weeks?
How was your
Not even-
weeks?
Well, welcome and intros usually takes 5 minutes. So
Does it
we're
really?
55 seconds.
Yeah.
We are 55 seconds in. Wow.
We're like solid. My week,
Very good.
I was sick this week. Like the entire week. Like miserable. Like dying. Except not.
You were dying towards the end of last week too.
Yeah.
You
It was
kinda
like a weekend
died.
and week thing. And then last week it was just like schoolwork. Oh, I was stressing about classwork that was due last week, so
Yeah.
or 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Stuff and
Fair.
things and stuff.
Because
For me.
last time we recorded was when we were all together live.
In Rapid, yeah. And then we came
Yeah.
back and a lot of stuff went down. And
The
we just
Rapid
didn't
City
record
Rick
last week.
Mortacular.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, it was a wild pair of weeks, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We started robot games at school, so on Wednesday we had the countdown, 183 days and some odd hours and seconds until robot game starts. So that was fun.
Nice.
Now, Robot Games is your robotics competition.
Yeah, that's kind of like our big final. Like that's like our big last thing that we do. Oh, I'm also on a project. We're making a fully autonomous snowplow, so that's fun.
Interesting.
Yep.
Is it
Is
going
it
to take
gonna-
up my mailbox?
So you take up. It might. It's actually supposed to be like a small one for driveways, which we're trying to figure out how Vision is going to figure out where your driveway actually is, considering, you know,
It's
like...
just gonna be white.
Yeah,
snow.
it's all covered in snow. Like, you know where your driveway is because you know where your driveway
Because I've
is.
lived
right?
Just
for-
set up
Yeah.
the perimeter things, like the invisible fence sort of things with like
So-
animals. So like set those up in the ground so it knows that there's like essentially walls there.
That's what we're probably going to have to do is basically driveway, you set up a couple posts on the, you know, corners of your driveway or whatever, and it senses, okay, this is the area I need to plow.
This is the box.
Yeah.
See, I'm like an engineer over here
No, well, I mean, yeah. It's basically what we figured out already.
Yeah.
but-
because I mean, hey, I heard the problem. I came up with a solution. And it matched with
You're in the
kids
wrong
going to
degree field, apparently.
I can't draw pictures, but I'm good at boxing things.
What? Okay.
So what you saying? You become a boxer?
I'm a
Yeah,
boxer.
I'm gonna be a boxer.
Actually, what we were talking about doing is using. We also want. One of the guys wants to use a drone for our snowplow, so the drone flies above and monitors the snowplow.
That's so extra though. Like, what if it's blizzarding?
Really good, bro.
Yeah.
Who's going to pay for it?
We
Or like-
figured it wouldn't
like
work,
heavy
but
wind?
like then we were applying to military applications and how we would actually use it to target with like giant cannons and stuff. We basically use the drone to map out trajectory and just auto cannons, basically.
Nice.
This
'Cause
is pretty impressive.
you go from
Yes.
snowplows to autocannons.
Pretty much.
Simple engineering stuff.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's what we want to do. Oh, we probably should be talking about this because, like, no, the FBI is going to be like on our case now. Like, what are
Yeah.
they doing?
Good.
At, like,
Experimental reality is generating autocannons.
Yes.
This is problem. Even though we're not doing it, but
So,
Yeah, experimental weaponry.
experimental
There we go.
weaponry.
They have to
Yeah.
put an ER sticker on it, though. That's our one condition.
yep,
We're branded.
I'm down with it.
Branded
Absolutely.
weaponry. That'll be the first thing in our merch shop is autocannons.
Yeah, ER pod.
I mean,
cannons.
I'm down.
Yeah, autocannons
Yeah,
with drones for targeting systems.
Exactly. If you want to win some, if you want to buy some extremely illegal weaponry and such, yeah, just hit us up.
Yeah,
It's
we
kind of our side gig.
got a website. Just went up like never.
No, I
it's-
just put it up while we're on the pod.
Oh really? Oh okay. Well,
with
it's up.
skill, well, not Skillshare. Sorry. Crap, what's the website company that always sponsors? Squarespace.
If you want a nice website to sell your legal stuff on, don't do Squarespace. They want legal stuff. What a bunch of nerds.
Anyways, besides that, how was your week?
It's been mostly homework. So, we started that Minecraft. Well, we refreshed the Minecraft server and I was on that, so I've been doing that.
I've been no-lifing that, which is a problem.
Yeah.
Which, in fact, you can catch me on stream sometimes playing it.
Yeah.
At Basically I'm Salty at Twitch. Check it out.
Wow.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Oh. So
Baby.
O'Reilly.
Shark do.
What?
What?
What? Okay, what were you trying to do?
Whoa.
Cheyenne, what were you trying for?
I don't know. But then
I was going for O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I was just
O'Reilly.
And you just went the
and
baby
Josh
shark.
just goes baby shark.
No, I went baby, and he's just like shark, dude. It's like what?
Anyway, no, I totally lost where I was going.
Oh,
I just talked to my plant manager the other day, and it sounds like
O'Reilly's.
I'm gonna be getting my engineering degree, boys.
Nice.
So yeah,
Really? Where?
SDSU likely.
Hey, you can come hang out with me, even though I'm never on campus.
Yeah. So that's the thing, though, is because originally I was like, if they don't do this, I'm going to be doing part-time and then working full-time, but they're actually open to the idea of me just continuing full-time in the summer and then going to school full-time during the school year, so I'd probably actually move to Brookings for the next 2 years. So.
Hey, you want to get a house in Brookings?
Are you moving to Brookings?
I don't know. It's closer to Sioux Falls, and there's better graphic design positions in Sioux Falls.
I don't know. Well, that'd be the thing. I don't know if I have a job here in Watertown.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I don't want to buy a house there. I probably just live in the dorms. I might rent an apartment there for 2 years.
That's definitely something.
So yeah, I don't know what's going on because I was gonna buy a house next summer, and if this does go through, which it's shaping out to be a high possibility, considering they're okay with it. Yeah, I don't know now if I'll be buying a house. I might put that off a couple summers.
Alright, then you'd have more money.
I have more money.
Hopefully.
Because it depends if they pay for all my schooling or just part of my schooling. Because if they only pay for part of my schooling, then I have enough money to pay for the other part, but then I wouldn't have a whole lot for a house.
Yep.
So, but yeah, that's where I'm at. So that's fun.
I gotta say, feel slightly more disappointed in myself every time I hear one of my friends like 2 people from my graduating class just got married. You guys are like talking about like, yeah, let's buy a house together, and I'm like, bro.
Let's say, aren't you moving in with Carter when he buys his house?
At some point, yeah.
At some point, yeah.
Most likely. I mean, see, I get that same feeling, Luke. But like, this is gonna sound really dumb, but I just remember watching How I Met Your Mother, and remember how old they were, and they were almost all single, at least for the start of it, except for Barney. But that's a whole nother thing.
Isn't the average American get married at like 28 or 29 or something? Like that? I think for guys it's like 30, and for girls it's like 28.
Serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, part of that is you shack up with whoever for a few years before you get married.
Yeah, usually
So
you're
that's
with some like
part of that,
it's usually you're like with someone for like 2-3 years, like even living with each other before you like get married.
But yeah,
like, people have been engaged for like 2-3 years before.
But yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think the average statistic is first marriages in the United States is 28 and 30. But don't quote me on that. It's up there though.
I'm gonna quote you on it on my next essay.
Yeah.
I'm quoting you on that.
Okay.
Yep.
You have to look it up exactly. But.
That seems like a long time, does it not?
I mean, kind of, but
yeah.
I mean,
that's
such is life.
That's the U.S. on average. I was gonna say within our church it's like 22 because like everyone gets out of college and like married right away. But I mean that's my church. That's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean my dad was 22 and my mom was 24, I suppose, when they got married. So.
Sure.
Yeah.
So. This is gonna sound hilariously ignorant. I went to a Catholic church this morning.
Okay.
And it
Why
was
on Saturday?
Because some friends of mine were having a piano recital there from church, and some of my church friends were having a piano recital. They've been taking lessons privately, and I wanted to go support I always love to support my friends, you know that.
Yeah.
Well, they had a piano recital, and it was in a Catholic church, and I was like glancing around, like, I don't know what most of this stuff is for. Like, what? There was a basin. There's like a pitcher or like a basin of water at the back with like stairs, and like not like I don't know. Apparently, it was because that's a water fountain.
Hmm.
Um,
Can you throw like coins in there and get
I don't know.
favors from
apparently-
God?
I don't know why.
Apparently, it's holy water.
Okay.
I guess because people want to sprinkle holy water on their hands.
I think it's the like up, down, across thing.
The
No?
cross, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it's for.
Okay.
But when you said like throw coins in there, for some reason my mind auto filled in coins with babies, and I don't know
Throw babies
why.
in there. Just the
I was
joy of
thinking-
baptism.
I was
guys.
thinking like
It's holy
baptism,
water.
but like the way that you
Cheyenne,
said
you
it
are
just
definitely going to prison.
My mind just autofilled to throwing babies in there. That's gotta go up on the quote board now.
anyways,
Alright,
continue,
throw it on the
Luke.
quote
Sorry.
board. Yeah, it's okay. And then there was like a stone chair up front that apparently is for the priest, but like I definitely want to sit in the stone chair.
Huh.
Like if they're in the middle of the service and someone just goes up and sits in the chair because nobody else is, do they like kick him out?
I don't know.
and,
You
like-
should try it though. I'm curious to find out the answer.
I'm mildly tempted.
For science,
uh,
dude. Just remember, for science.
I bet you
Or-
there's some Catholic out there that's listening to our podcast just shaking their head right now, like,
Just
the
horrified.
ignorance of these guys.
But like, imagine like taking that chair, like spending the time. Like, is it like fully stone or?
It's like marble. It looks like.
Imagine like if it's solid marble, right? Imagine like
Mhm.
putting it up there and then like the people going, "That's the wrong side of the stage." Then you have to pick it up and move it to the other side.
it's one of those things that probably gets sat there and stays there.
Yeah.
Never moves.
Yeah.
I say
It
'cause
looked like it was looks like it was taped to the floor.
taped to the
like-
floor.
not
Yes, we
taped,
don't want
um,
our stone chair to fall over.
What is it? What is it you use as like sealant and stuff?
Cock?
Yeah.
Spelt CHAUCK.
It's
or
like
something.
calc, essentially,
Yeah, it's
is
like
the way it
calc.
looks. Like calc.
Calc. But I'm also struggling with calc, not.
Calc.
Why?
What's
It's
that?
easy, Luke. Just kidding. I only did pre-calc.
Yeah, I'm on calc too, and it's mad. We're on series and stuff, and it's like, hey, what if we took it and then went like, but all of it, like you added up this function from 1 to infinity. So you plug 1 into the function and then get your result, and then add the result of putting 2 into the function, and on forever. And if it's a certain type of function, we can figure out what all those numbers add up to.
I see.
I see, the blind man says. He picked up his hammer and saw. And speaking of seeing, I actually don't know where I'm going with that. You need a person to see, and there are people in groups. Thus, how do you
Good
guys think
heavens.
about
I
group
haven't even
projects
finished
versus
I haven't
solo
even-
He hasn't
projects?
even talked about his
I haven't
week
even talked about my
yet.
week
Oh!
I haven't even started talking about my
You
week
are
yet.
terrible with
Talk about your
segues.
I was talking about what I did this morning alone, and
Oh.
yep, good
Josh.
enough.
Josh, you're off of
It's
segue
okay.
duty.
We're not pressed
Fair
for
enough.
time. So.
There was just a lull because no one was talking. I was like, next thing.
The lull was for like 3 seconds, dude. Chill.
3 seconds of silence.
Hey, so
The sound of silence.
Do it. And now for
we-
Star Wars talk, Luke.
Star Wars talk? What?
Star Wars
Soccer
talk.
Soccer talk. Yeah, Luke, it's
Oh.
it's Star Wars talk right now.
And that has
Star
been
Wars talk.
Star
The new trailer for Rise of
Soccer
Skywalker.
talk. Yes, a new
Well, I'm
trailer
on
for
Star
Rise
Wars
of
talk,
Skywalker
so-
came out.
He was
The new
on Star
trailer.
Wars talk, dude.
Yeah, I'm on Soccer.
Are you
Star Wars.
okay?
I started Soccer Talk too. Alright, they're both done. I am just out.
Okay,
Yeah.
actually, I do have a story for you guys.
Okay.
Does it relate to
Because-
soccer?
It's a very interesting story.
Okay.
Does it relate to soccer?
And now for Soccer Talk. For the one story.
Again.
So I was at church last Sunday.
Playing
And-
soccer up in church.
I saw a guy wearing a jersey for a rival team of mine. So I went up and started just chatting to him after, just talking about how our teams were doing and stuff.
I was hoping he was going to say
And-
that he started beating him up. Not
I,
gonna
I,
lie.
I
church.
attacked a man in church for wearing a different color shirt than the one I like. But
Catholics, am I right?
Oh no.
oh no, you're gonna get us canceled.
I'm sorry.
We're not even on a network.
I
We're gonna get-
apologize on Cheyenne's behalf to all you Catholics out
yeah.
It
there.
was a good joke, though.
Anyways, so I was not apologizing.
He's trying to say-
I apologize.
I'm so sorry you support this terrible team.
Anyway, so I was
Sounds
talking
like
to
some
him.
Canadian thing.
Sorry, bud.
Sorry, bud.
Anyway, so I was talking to him about that, and I found out that he coaches a youth team in Minnesota who had played against my little brother's youth team in the finals of a tournament 2 years ago
Oh,
that my dad was coaching.
nice.
Dang.
Like, it's just such a small world. Well, I was chatting with them, and my roommate, a friend of the pod, Jacob.
Jacob,
The one that was on last week? Slinky boy?
Yeah,
the cool Jacob.
yeah. Anyway, so I travel to church every week with him, Eli, and Antonia, who neither of the other latter have been on the podcast, but so we always go to church together on the weekend, and they were like waiting for me to stop talking to this guy, and I was just chatting with him because, like, you know me, I can chat with strangers forever.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I was chatting with him, and Jacob leans over the center divider and so Jacob put Antonia up to it. So Antonia leans over the center divider and goes, "Hey, Luke." Like, what? She goes, "This has been soccer talk," and I just died laughing. It was hilarious.
That's beautiful.
She's never listened to a single episode of the podcast,
But she will, right?
apparently, I will have to tell her to now, so she at least understands the reference.
Like, it's so good.
Anyway, it was hilarious, and then we left.
Yeah. Nice.
Told you. There.
That
this
was
has
a
been
good.
soccer talk.
That was a good
Part
story.
of the
That
second.
was a good story. I appreciate that. And this has been Soccer Talk.
There.
It sounds
All
so
right.
sad that he actually like got to like openly complete a soccer talk.
No, I
To
appreciate
be
that.
honest, there's not much news most days, so like.
Yeah. Like, that's the
But
thing
anyway.
with Star Wars talk is, like, sometimes there's news, oftentimes there isn't.
What'd you
So,
think of the final trailer? The final trailer.
To be honest, I didn't watch it.
It was very ambiguous,
Mm-hmm.
which is a very Abrams thing to do, is be very ambiguous in his trailer.
I think it's good though because then, like, I mean, which one was it where it was literally the movie just summarized?
Most trailers.
Well, no, I swear it was like episode 7 where it was quite literally like.
No, episode 7 was extraordinarily ambiguous, too.
Oh,
Which I thought worked because, like, it was episode 7.
Yeah.
This one, it's
Well,
just
it's
like,
because we didn't know anything about it coming in. So
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it was 8. It was 8 then.
8 wasn't either because I was totally expecting a completely different movie, and I went into 8, and I was like, this
this is trash.
is trash, yeah.
I could have swore it was one of them. I had that effect.
yeah.
Maybe I'm just wrong. I'm oftentimes wrong.
The prequels maybe were a little bit more like that. But
Oh.
then again, you kind of knew, like, the whole story of the prequels going at the beginning. Like, this is, like, the fall of Darth Vader. Like, I mean, everyone kind of
Yeah.
knew that. So,
But
Mhm.
and this has been Star Wars talk.
I don't know. I was
It's-
underwhelmed.
Yeah.
But I've
So,
been
anyway.
underwhelmed, so.
Anyways, Luke, back to you. How was your week?
Thanks for asking. The last 2 weeks I've been doing a good job of getting to bed at a decent hour and getting my homework done in advance instead of staying up late to do my homework.
Dang. Look at you go.
So I know I've been like really responsible lately, which is weird, but
Feels good.
it does. It does feel good. Like now I'm trying to get all my friends to like do the same thing so I can hang out with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm working on it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
speaking of friends.
I was trying to do a segue, and I was just trying to figure out how I could do it
You
just
need
right.
friends for group
Oh my
projects.
gosh, no! Speaking with working with friends, how do you guys do in group environments?
There you go.
Oh boy, this was awful. This is a train wreck. It was a good try.
Mine was better than Josh's, at least.
Our
Yeah.
shows usually train wrecks. We just kind of salvage the train wreck.
Yeah, we
Our
do
podcast is like a car crash. It's terrible, but you just can't look
We
away.
can't
There
look
we
away.
go. That is our slogan. Pretty sure it's coined already.
Anyway,
Also, it might give you a concussion.
probably.
Yeah.
Anyway, so how do I do in group projects? Okay, do you guys prefer solo projects or group projects personally?
Mix of both. Like
Solo.
easy combination, mix of both.
So the thing is with solo projects is I don't get solo projects done. The thing with group projects is I don't get to do my own thing.
Yeah.
I personally prefer group projects where everyone's on the same page though, because then you actually get stuff done and you don't feel overwhelmed because you have to do everything. I just have to kind of like learn that I need to back off a little bit and not everything's gonna be done my way. But that's fine. I've gotten a lot better at that. So
see, I like doing solo projects because I like to be able to like have control.
yeah.
But I find myself like procrastinating and like waiting till the last minute to get it done, which groups tend to hold me accountable when I work with them. But at the same time, in some like solo projects, I can just like rip through them really fast, like on my own, where with a group it would have actually like taken longer. But at the same time, like I really like working with people and like being around others and like talking. So that's one of the reasons why I like group projects. But I was about to say something. Oh, with my classes and stuff, whenever we work on a group project, I always somehow find myself in like the leadership position, and I found that I do that like all the time.
I can't imagine why.
Yeah, I know. And so like I know last year I was working on a group project and I was like, okay, I know I take control and take the leadership role like all the time, so this time I'm going to sit back and let somebody else have it. I tried, the project didn't move anywhere until I was like, okay guys, we actually need to get this done. You do this, I'll do this. We'll actually be able to get this done because we're already a week and a half behind because we couldn't decide who was the quote-unquote leader.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
too real, bro.
There's a distinction that should be made between projects and tasks, because a task is, just one small segment, and sometimes that's all you need. Like, maybe creating a logo, that's a task. It's not really a project, it's a task. Do you get what I'm saying, though? Whereas a project would be putting together a podcast, creating an automated robot, which
I could see
involves
that, yeah.
lots of tasks.
Yeah.
So on your own, you're effective at one task, and tasks are not very effective in groups because... Like, there's small things that can only be done by one person.
Obviously, for those listening, you most likely know that I'm going to school for graphic design. But if you're new, I go to school for graphic design. So, like, we design logos and whatnot. But, like, when you said, like a task, like making a logo is like a task, it was like, actually, there's a lot that goes into, like, proper logo creation. But it's almost impossible to have it as a team thing.
And that's what I'm saying.
Because making a logo has a lot of steps, like a lot of tasks within itself, but it's hard. You can't divide up those like smaller jobs into a group like you could. Right now in class, we're working on design research projects. So we're like coming up with like a company merger and doing research on them and like bringing all that information together and organizing it and creating a new logo and like a brand from that. So I could get how that's more of a project than like just making a logo. So like I kind of like jumped on you for that, but like I see it.
It was just an example I was making. And my point with that is, if you do solo projects, you have to do every individual task yourself. Usually you have to work on one thing, then the next thing, then the next thing. Whereas in a group, then, you can divide up the tasks, and so you're much more effective in that group. But like you were saying, sometimes groups get in the way of projects, and I think the distinction should be made there. Is it a project or is it a task? Because groups don't do well with tasks. They do with projects where you can divide up into several tasks. So.
Yeah, like kind of going back to the logo thing, it's hard, like, you could have a group come up with a bunch of different logo concepts, but in the end, if you have a group of 10 people or 5 people, you could have 5 very different logos that every single one of them are personally attached to, and it's hard to narrow those down because that's the icon of whatever you're making.
Yeah.
So it's hard for them to let go of that or even like like merge it with others. So, like, I definitely can see, like, tasks are definitely solo things, and projects are easier to do with a group, or easier to divide.
To complete, because, like, if you get really big projects, it would take forever and be really difficult for one person to do, but as a group, then you can effectively do it because everyone can work to their strengths. So, as I said, like it would largely depend on what the project is. If it's a small project with only a couple tasks, I might just do it myself. If it's a large project, I'm gonna want a team because
Design a building.
I'm gonna want a team. So
yeah, no, I see. Like I get it. I agree. I don't know, Luke. You've been quiet. What's your input?
Yeah, no, I'm just listening to you guys' things. We don't do a ton of group projects here. However, my labs every week are in a group.
Mm-hmm.
And every week without fail in my lab, there's me, there's my friend. The two of us get the majority of the work done. There's a third guy who does a decent chunk of the work, whatever we ask him to, and a fourth guy who wastes our time.
Yep.
We would get done faster without this kid screwing around and distracting us. Like, we're college sophomores.
can you just kick them out of the group?
No. You get assigned
That is
groups for the
rough.
semester.
Yeah.
So we're actually doing. So sorry to interrupt. We're actually doing a group project for one of my classes, and our teacher literally said, if there's one member of the team which you think is underperforming, you can just kick them out and fire them because we're essentially a business. But anyway, that's why I was asking. But go on, Luke.
Yeah, so it's that's all I really had for that. But
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
So like that physics lab is a pain every week. Like, I dread going to see this kid.
Dang.
That's the worst.
That's an oof.
Like, I mean, that's part of college is learning how to work with other people and working in teams. But if they're not willing to work in a team, there's only so much you can do, right?
There's a certain extent to where it's just like you can only give so much. You like, and especially how we are adults right now. Like, some more so than others, like in like maturity and stuff. But like, at least act like an adult. Like,
So, slightly off tangent question: is adult someone who acts mature, or is adult basically comes at an age?
I think that
Adult is mature. Well,
I think it's both actually, because I think like you get to a point where you are an adult, you should behave like an adult. Like you are
So an age.
Yeah,
You
like
hit 18, boom,
yeah.
you're an adult. Now you need to act like one.
like granted it takes people like longer, but I definitely think that like you could be an adult and not like be an adult, like behave like one. You could still behave like a kid. But like I think like the term like being an adult, I think is maturity.
That's what I was asking. Is being an adult, is that a mental state or is that an age? And I don't know. I think
mental
it would be.
state.
I think it's largely a mental state. You know, if you're an adult, it means that you're responsible. And I think there's people who act like adults even though they're not an adult by age. But anyway, that was just kind of a side tangent. I was just kind of curious what you guys would think. So,
Right. So yeah, no, that makes sense to me. And like, honestly, maturing isn't something I can sit down and be like, I'm going to mature for the next 4 hours.
Why not?
Because it's just not something you can choose to do. It's just something that you
you
work
can act
on, and it
mature.
just kind of comes. You can act mature, but like,
Are you? Yeah.
Are you actually maturing?
right?
Yeah.
Like,
But,
someone complimented me on like, they're like, yeah, you just seem like more mature than a lot of the people here. I'm like, well, huh.
You haven't seen Luke when he's just hanging out.
I guess, but like, I feel like I have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've met teenagers who act more mature than their parents. Like, they're more of an adult than their own parents. It's like, whoa. Like, mostly probably out of necessity because their parents have just. There's some adults by age who just don't act like adults, right? And act like they're still 13. So,
Yep.
I mean, I don't know. I think, yeah. But I think it largely comes down to, I mean, it's like a lot of things. It's nature versus nurture. You know, some of it's genetics. A lot of it's, quite frankly, probably your surroundings. If you were in an environment where you had to grow up quick, you're going to grow up quick. If you're in an environment where you're handled with kids' gloves your entire life, you're going to act like you're a kid, right?
Right, and most people are somewhere in between.
Yeah. So.
Right, like my parents did let me fail on my own. I failed lots of things in my life, and then they supported me as I was trying to do again. Like, as I was trying to get myself back on my feet, and it worked out for me.
Yeah, I think there's a I'm not a parent, but I feel like there's a fine line between letting your kid fall and then helping them back up, and then because you could either go the route of never letting them fall, that's be treating them with kids' gloves so they never feel pain, but they never actually get those experiences. You can let them fall, but then help them back up, or you can just let them fall and let them stay on the ground. And I think it's more of you gotta let them fall, but also kind of like help them get up so they don't become discouraged. And I feel like you said it's kind of a mixture of both. So
yeah, it's like you failed. You realize why you failed. You realize
learn your mistake. Okay, now let's get you back up and keep going.
Let's let's get you back on track. And
which is kind of my parents' thing. Like they wanted me to succeed, but they weren't gonna make me succeed.
Yeah. Well, and ultimately, you have to do that yourself. Like no one can help you. You have to help yourself. Like it's one of those things. So.
Yeah.
You have to have the drive and determination to actually achieve something. People can kind of push you along the way, but ultimately you're gonna have to take those first steps forward and actually blaze your own trail. Yeah, for sure.
People can't force you to be somebody else.
All right,
exactly.
So speaking of adulthood, when you're an adult, no one can.
Oh
tell
my
you
God!
what
No,
to eat.
shut up,
No,
Luke.
no,
please do
no.
the segue. Dear God.
Well, I actually had one more interesting group.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So on earlier this week, so this week is Parents Week out at college here.
Okay.
And so a lot of people's parents are in town.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of the freshmen I've been hanging with were like, somebody had the idea, hey, let's make a big thing of chili, and then we can all just eat chili, and all the parents can hang out with us kids and just meet their kids' friends and stuff like that. And it's like, sure. And they'd be like, and so they're like, do you want to come with? I was like, sure. I'm the only sophomore in the group. But they're like, yeah, I'd love to come. Like, my friends, of course I want to come. So Thursday night, someone's like, yeah, I'll come over and hang out with you guys in a minute. I'm just gonna go move the groceries in from my car. I'm like, oh, well, let me come help you out with that. So we go move the groceries in to their room, and so when are you guys cooking this tomorrow? And who's cooking it? And it's awkward silence. I was like, so there was no plan. They had ingredients, they had a recipe, that was it. And I was like, oh my goodness, because honestly, when I'm planning something for a group, I will be incredibly thorough about doing it and do it very well.
Sure.
But they had nothing, and I come from a family of very well prepared cooks.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I cannot do this. I can't sit here and let you guys screw this up.
I like cats.
Sounds harsh.
Right now.
So, yeah, I'm like, oh boy. And Antonia was there, and she looked at me, and I looked at her. We were very concerned. So we ended up basically taking point on it and executing all of it. And 3 people brought sour cream because the guy who was in charge at first told everyone to just bring toppings. So we had 3 things of sour cream and a whole bunch of cheese, and it all worked out just fine, which is nice. But we had we had a really good time. It didn't end up with too much leftovers, but it was like, holy cow, if I had not jumped into this project, it wouldn't have gotten done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. And it was I wish I hadn't come in at the 11th hour, because then it could have been planned even better from the beginning. But holy cow, guys, so that's who I am, is I'm the guy that will make sure everything's done.
Yeah, for sure.
Project.
All right, quick question though. Luke.
But yeah, that chili was, what's up?
No, finish your story. I thought you were done.
Oh, no. The chili was really good. It was somebody's old family recipe. And it just kind of led me to thinking of other family recipes and stuff. So what's you guys' kind of family recipe comfort food? When you eat it, it reminds you of being at home, stuff like that.
Didn't we already do this 6 episodes ago?
Maybe.
We did food. We did food is overrated or something.
No, we did comfort foods. I remember it because we talked about Luke's. Wait, no, it was your. It was when we taught you what
green bean casserole was. Yeah, I remember
right.
it.
Okay.
Deja vu.
Deja vu.
All right. How about Thanksgiving then? You guys have Thanksgiving plans yet?
Nope.
Yes.
I have Black Friday plans, which sounds really
Consumerist
What do you
of you.
buy?
consumerist. I am going to be getting a new TV and a Nintendo Switch.
Sweet.
So.
What games are you getting for the Switch?
Smash, Mario Kart,
You're gonna want Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild, Mario Maker 2, there's like one or two others that I'm like absolutely getting. I don't remember offhand though.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild, Smash is a great start. Yeah, Mario Maker is pretty fun. Yeah, good call.
Okay,
Then we
Luke,
can play.
unrelated question that I have for you. I've heard her name twice. Who's this? Antonia?
Antonia, just a freshman friend of mine.
Oh, okay. Because you've never mentioned her before, and all of a sudden on the podcast twice, I've heard her name. I was like, oh, apparently Luke has a new friend, but that's cool.
To be honest, I don't talk to you all that much, Josh.
Yeah, I know.
That's true.
That's fair.
He doesn't like you as much as he did during the summer.
Yeah. I mean,
to be fair, we saw each other almost every single day.
And he would beat me with club sandwiches. So I'm not sure if that's so much
It
liking
was
as
it was a seasonal friendship, Josh.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it was a seasoninged friendship, actually. I spiced the bread up.
Spice the bread up.
But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. When I was beating him with sandwiches, I would tell him stuff.
You would
and
tell
now
me
I
stuff.
don't see him.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll Snapchat me more often, and I'll tell you stuff.
Yeah, see, I Snapchat him every day.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to start Snapchatting you more, I guess.
All right.
I'm
good,
terrible
not
at
planned.
social media, though. Like, that's just...
And you're in charge of our Twitter?
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why like one tweet a week goes out now. So.
I mean, to be fair, I've been like slacking on videos and
It's more of like,
editing and stuff.
I don't know what to tweet.
Dude, just tweet random things.
I should. Well, then when
They're
I
just
do...
random thoughts.
Then when I do, then it's just like weird stuff like... I went to the gym and found toenail clippings in the bathroom stall.
Not like that. Like do some like do like a fact that you heard that's like bizarre, or make up your own facts. Like make up a fact that
Statistically, Luke is half as likely to eat cheesecake as Cheyenne is.
There you go.
There
do
you go.
one tweet. Do one or two tweets every week of just random made up facts about the cast.
Okay, I'll do that.
Like, that's a starting
I have an
point.
app to schedule tweets on Twitter, so I'll even schedule 2 tweets at the beginning of every week.
There you go.
Dang. All right.
So
We got a plan.
There you go. You just committed
Get
to social media.
excited, Twitter. You're
So
about to be.
speaking of
Tweeted
which, our
at.
Twitter is @ERPod. You can
Right,
find
we
us
haven't
Experimental
posted
Reality
since-
Podcast.
We haven't posted since 5 days ago.
Yeah, 5 days ago when the last podcast went up. So
Correct. We're doing a great job.
I told you,
Yeah.
it's like
We
once
do have a
week.
pumpkin in our name, so that's cool. In
Yeah, I updated our title so that there's a pumpkin in our name because it's Halloween. It's spooky
look at you,
season.
Spooky
Yeah.
season.
Speaking of spooky season,
You know, it would have been completely natural if you hadn't just thrown that in there. Like, we could've
I
just
wasn't
said
trying to do a segue to your other
Oh,
point.
okay.
Now that they know that that's one of our
Oh,
main
that
points.
is a point. I didn't
Yeah.
even know it was.
No,
wow,
I was.
Josh just segues the best way. Doesn't even know he needs to be doing
Dude,
them.
he's a
one
pro.
single segue.
Okay, so no, but what I was gonna say. Speaking of spooky season, I am doing on my Twitch whenever I stream. Now until like probably the first week into November, I am going to be having a thing on my Twitch where like no need to, no, like you don't need to, but if you donate a specific amount, it does a jump scare on me and it's very spoopy. But
Spooky.
Is it $6.66?
it is, or $66.60,
What
or
if I could only
$666.
If you'd like to donate $700 to Cheyenne,
No, it's 666.
Yeah, if
Get
you
it
round
right.
up.
right? So if you are Satan and want to donate money to Cheyenne, we are still the world's first official anti-Satan podcast.
Yeah.
but
I mean,
we'll take his money. Like,
666 is the number of the beast. So
Yeah.
right.
technically, but yeah.
So if you are Satan, please donate $666.
Okay, so funny thing is, a couple years back, we ran a fundraiser for our class. It was like a class fundraiser, and we raised exactly $666. So our pastor, who was like heading up the fundraiser, ended up putting an extra $1 in for us. So yeah,
That's pretty funny.
because he's like, I mean, we're probably fine, but just because I can, and he sneaks an extra $1 in there, and we're like, hey. Anyway, just thought I'd throw that out there.
But yeah, no, that was not meant to be a segue. That was meant to be a shout out to my stream.
Yeah. We'll just.
But anyways,
Gotcha.
back to favorite comfort foods that actually turned into Thanksgiving plans.
Thanksgiving.
I mean, look, we can do things. What's your favorite Thanksgiving food then?
Okay.
Green bean casserole.
Okay.
Someone make Josh a green bean casserole.
Okay.
Seriously though, do it.
We'll set
Come
up
over
a
for
PO
Thanksgiving,
box
dude.
That you can send Josh a.
I know you got
a
family
green bean
plans and
casserole.
whatnot.
No, I
but,
think
like,
I should were here for Thanksgiving. So.
Well, I'll just bring you some green bean casserole.
We
Tis
make-
the season,
we
my
make
guy.
Green bean we
Please
make
do.
green bean casserole every.
You do?
Thanksgiving. Yeah, we do.
But you've never had it.
I eat it all the time. That's
Oh,
why.
well then why were you so bizarre? Like, why didn't you know
I
what
didn't
it was?
know what it was called. I just knew it was this amazing dish with green beans.
Okay, my favorite dish is actually a combination of 3 dishes. It's like my go-to Thanksgiving meal. Like, it is homemade mashed potatoes and gravy made from our homegrown potatoes. It is
Sweet potatoes or regular potatoes?
regular potatoes. I'm not a big fan of sweet potatoes. Like they have
Really?
like they're okay, but anyways. So
Really?
so mashed potatoes and gravy. None of those gravy packets either. Like good gravy.
Yeah, good gravy.
And then a few slices of turkey and green bean casserole. That is like my dish. That is my dish every Thanksgiving. That is what I have. It's good.
Yeah, it sounds like us. We have turkey or ham. My mom ruined turkey for me, so I usually get the ham. We have green bean casserole. We usually have squash, which I avoid like the plague. We do have sweet potatoes though,
Squash
which
is good though.
Squash-
Ooh, squash is good.
is nasty though.
Why?
And then we have sweet potatoes.
Did your mom just ruin your food?
I never like squash.
Why?
And because
What?
Did they put
Squash
brown
is
sugar in it?
amazing.
yeah, I still hate it.
Oh, I love squash.
Squash
Squash-
is so good with butter and brown
Squash
sugar.
and eggplant are like
Hold
the two
up,
things I
you don't
eat.
like eggplant?
No, I do.
Dude, eggplant is so underrated.
It
Really?
is.
I don't
yes.
like it. Everyone likes Chinese
Have you
eggplant.
ever had it fried? Like
Yeah.
fried
Have
eggplant?
you had Chinese eggplant?
No.
It's essentially fried with like.
I don't go to China.
Yeah, I know. I'll have to make you Chinese eggplant sometime.
Good.
Carter and I will have to cook another Asian meal sometime. Anyway, I don't know. I don't like it. I am not a very picky eater. I'll eat just about anything, and by anything I mean like stuff like chicken feet.
Rocks.
Like I'll not rocks, but I'll eat most things. Squash and eggplant are two of the things I'm just. Maybe it's the texture. It's probably the texture.
But they like, dude. I don't know. I
mean,
I mean, I
look,
feel the same
I
way about
can't-
like tomatoes, peppers, and onions.
I'll eat
like
tomatoes
I love
straight up.
I love the flavor of like all of them. I hate the way that they feel in my mouth. Like
Yeah,
no
that's
matter
fair.
how you cook an onion, no,
Have I talked to you guys about 1,000-year-old eggs?
no.
Okay.
I'm
No.
assuming they're pickled eggs.
Sorta. Basically, they take a duck egg,
Yep.
they hard boil it,
Yep.
and then they crack the shell just a little bit so there's some hairline cracks, and then they bury it in a mixture of volcano ash, sulfur, and salt, and they let it sit for like 9 months to a year. And then when
That's
they pulls,
not
yeah, and then when it sets, well, it's also called a dragon egg, I guess,
Yeah.
but I think it's called a dragon.
volcanic ash.
Yeah. Anyway, and then they take it out, and then the outside of the egg, where it's normally white, is clear, and the inside that's normally yellow is green.
Yep.
Greenish black. It's
Yep.
apparently I had one time. I can't remember what it tastes like. I remember I spit it out right away. It doesn't taste bad, but the texture is just like makes you want to just
Bizarre.
gag and puke. It's
You know,
all
that's sort of an interesting thing, Josh. Considering last time I went to your house, I ate duck tongue and chicken foot.
Yep, but that's not. Yeah, that's normal.
Huh.
Just a normal college guy
But boy,
doing
oh boy,
normal
will he refuse
college
to eat
guy
squash.
things.
I lived in China though, so
Duck tongue, yum. Chicken feet, delicious.
okay. I don't like duck
Squash?
tongue or
Working
chicken feet
for
either.
NASA, just college guy things.
I mean, I'm not
Josh,
working for
your line
NASA.
in
We
the
need a
back
shirt with this on it.
is Josh hates squash.
Josh ate
Honest-
squash.
Honestly, just a normal college guy doing normal college guy things would be a great T-shirt. I
Right?
would unironically wear that.
Yes, I'm gonna make one. I say
Alright,
that,
look
but
one
I'm
of those up for those. Yeah.
Okay,
that's
when we
not
get
gonna
our merch
happen, but-
store, that's one of the first things we have to make.
Yeah.
Just a regular college guy doing regular college guy things.
Yeah.
Or is it normal? Did I say I was a normal college guy? I feel like I said a normal college guy. So a normal
Yeah,
college
just-
guy doing normal college guy things.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Just a dude being bros.
Just a dude being bros.
That doesn't even make sense.
The
One's singular and one's plural.
Just a dude being bros.
Yup.
When you have no friends, so you make your own.
Just a dude being bros. But okay, so besides ancient duck eggs, what is another of your Thanksgiving foods?
So okay.
I would low-key eat one of those.
I just said they apparently don't taste bad. I can't remember what the taste was because I was like 12 when I had one. But anyway, so yeah, like usually my typical Thanksgiving plate is ham, cranberries.
Mm-mm.
I freaking love cranberries, like those gelatin cranberry things. Oh my gosh, I'll eat a whole can by myself. Yes, please. They're delicious.
I know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
It's just cranberries.
Just cranberries.
Crayon berries.
Crayon berries?
Yes. Anyway, so yeah, it's ham, cranberries, sweet potatoes. So not to be confused with the squash because they look similar. Mashed sweet potatoes and like the green bean casserole.
What squash do you eat that looks similar to sweet potatoes?
Well, they're both like the orangish yellow color when they're mashed up. Yeah, right?
Have you ever had spaghetti squash?
No?
You don't mash it up.
Spaghetti
You just
squash is incredible.
scoop it out of the squash. Who mashes squash?
I don't know. We always just have a pot of mashed squash.
That's your problem. You're mashing the squash. You don't mash the squash, Josh.
Oh, well, it looks like it's basically... I don't know. Whenever they make squash, it's basically mashed potatoes, except for it's squash. So it's mashed squash.
Josh, you need to not mash your squash, Josh.
Honestly,
Don't mash
Josh,
your squash.
anyone but his family.
I don't
Your
know.
family-
Come to our Thanksgiving.
Okay.
We'll make you good
Family is
food.
committing war crimes against food.
Oh my
War
gosh.
crimes against food. We're just getting a bunch of t-shirt ideas right now.
Yeah, like honestly.
Don't mash your squash. War crimes against food.
No, Josh mashes his squash. Now that just sounds like an innuendo. Never mind.
We are a family-friendly podcast, Cheyenne.
Are we?
But not squash friendly.
Yeah.
Not squash friendly.
I don't know. I feel like we've been slowly becoming less and less family-friendly throughout the episodes.
I mean, such is adulthood, am I right?
I mean, I guess so. And
It's
then at
been
some
like
point, you
20
become super ultra family-friendly because you have a family.
Yeah.
But,
Actually, I had a thing about ham that doesn't matter at all, but I'm gonna say it anyways. My dad hates turkey, so we almost I don't know why he doesn't like turkey.
I
but,
know why I don't like turkey.
He we always get ham for Thanksgiving just simply because my dad doesn't like turkey. So, on the occasion that we do have turkey, it's always paired with ham, and my dad will just never touch the turkey. I mean, he'll cut it for everybody, but he won't try any. He won't have any. Even if he's proud of making it, he made a really looks good. He just won't have any.
So the reason I don't like turkey is because there's a turkey factory that's not far from Watertown where you get really cheap turkey.
Yep.
And so my parents would buy that all the time, and we ate a lot of turkey year round, and I began to hate it. So that's why I don't like turkey.
Oh, I thought it was your mom just messed up on making turkey one Thanksgiving, and you're just
I just ate it too much.
this is it.
I ate way too much turkey, and now I'm just not a huge fan. I'll eat some sometimes. Good Thanksgiving turkey is actually good, so I might eat some of that occasionally, but I just like the ham better.
My biggest issue, I think, with turkey is it's really easy for it to end up dry.
Yeah, if you don't preserve it right afterwards, yeah.
My family is very, like I said earlier, I come from a family of excellent cooks who put great care into everything we cook and plan it like a military invasion.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's not too bad.
I remember going over to your house for I've been over to your house for multiple
Oh yeah, you've been to our house all the time.
Food events. I don't know why I didn't just say meals. Apparently I couldn't find the word at the time. But I remember I'd come over and we'd be playing or something in your basement, and your family would be cooking something upstairs, and I remember they just always go by a recipe, and that was so bizarre to me. Because, your family goes by, recipes, all the time, don't they?
Mine? Yeah.
Yeah. They don't just, throw, just throw things together and say, hey, it's food. Like, that's what my family does. We just improvise our meals. We'll just be like, oh, we have some chicken. We have some cream of chicken soup and some noodles. Let's just make something out of this. I don't think we've ever actually done that, but like, stuff like that. Like, it's just like, let's just make something. And so, like, going over to your house, and it was like, we have to have the exact ingredients for the recipe. Otherwise, it's, like, ruined. Not saying that it was to that extent, but it was just, like, it was really bizarre to me as a kid. Because I'm like, they follow recipes? We own, like, 3 recipe books, and we don't touch them. Unless we're making cookies.
See, I hate following recipes because when I make food, like when I made those job stuff for you guys out of Rapid, I just was like, yeah, I need this, I need that. I'll just kind of throw a little of that in there. Oh, that tastes good. All right, going with that. I was just flying by the seat of my pants.
The biggest issue is you can't just buy a cup of something or a half cup of something. Because, like, you're like, oh, I want to make this meal.
Yeah.
But I have to buy a bag of, like, 60 cups of flour. I only need 1 cup.
See, and that was the thing. I wanted some, like, seasonings for the meat. I was kind of limited on seasonings, though, because I didn't want to pay $5 for a little thing of seasoning
and then
to use just a little pinch of it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Like, being well stocked is an important just start of that whole thing.
Yeah.
It's like, have you guys ever, like, looked at things that your parents have in their house, or like things that people have in their house that are like well-rounded adults, and just looked at it and you're like you think that it's just like, it's something like seasoning. It's like, it's just seasoning. But like, to acquire a full cupboard of seasonings, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But it's not just at once. It's like over the years. So I don't know. Recently I've just been like really blown away by like things like furniture and like basing off of like new people that just bought a house for like the first time compared to like adults, because there's a reason why they still have the chair from when they were 23 and now they're 48.
Because furniture is very expensive.
Yeah, like, and it's just stuff like that I always took for granted, and now I'm like coming to it like, wow, when they said things come with time, they do.
That moment when you realize you
accumulate.
What, Luke? Sorry. I'm so confused.
Which one of you was talking?
Well, I was just
Josh
saying,
first.
it's that moment when you realize you became an adult because, like, furniture. But
Yeah.
anyway.
Hey, I bought a chair recently. That's a fun thing.
Secret Lab.
Secret Labs. Very comfortable. Highly recommend. Very expensive. But yeah, not sponsored. Wish I was, but yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah,
go on, Luke.
If you want to sponsor us, contact us.
Or just even just
Experimental
me.
Reality Pod.
Just
No.
sponsor Cheyenne's
Like, just me. I'd be fine
Look,
with it.
Cheyenne,
Twitch.
you've got a voice for podcasting and the face to match. I'm marketable.
I was almost flattered, and then I'm like, wait, I've heard this before. This is not a nice thing. Yo,
Yeah,
okay.
voice on radio and a face to match.
I
yeah.
used to say it about myself, but I have to have good self-esteem, so I'll just be mean to you instead.
Because I was gonna be like, yeah, or streaming, and then I like saw where you're going with it. I'm like, never mind. I'm not gonna interject with that. But, yeah, Luke, what about you?
So mine is. I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about?
We're talking about Halloween and.
Oh yeah. Did we all collectively lose our train of thought?
No, I'm
train of thought.
I'm completely on the rails. I'm just messing with you guys because I think it's fun.
I was just. What did Josh say?
What? I'm just.
He pretty much likes the same Thanksgiving food as me, except he has a hatred for squash and eggplant, which I think
that
is
was like 20 minutes
completely
ago,
unjustified.
but-
Well, then that's when we got off the rails and we started talking about random
Okay.
stuff.
I had an idea of what I was gonna say, and then
Like
I was
my
like, I'll just
chair.
let Josh talk, and then I forgot everything we were talking about.
Sorry, Luke.
And this has
Okay.
been Luke's mental state.
Oh, yeah.
If you're listening to this and you've gotten this far, what is wrong with you?
What is wrong with you? Gosh. Well, we're getting towards the end of the time. You guys just want to end it now?
Congratulations if you've made it this far.
Do you want to
You
put this episode out of its suffering and just end it now?
No.
I
No.
like.
I want to
I
talk
like
about
stuffing.
spoopy season.
Oh,
Oh, he
got-
likes stuffing.
I adore stuffing.
Okay,
my favorite.
I
Oh yeah, stuffing. No, for sure. I love stuffing.
Don't sound so sarcastic, Jesus.
No, I love stuffing for sure.
Okay.
I'm not being sarcastic. I legitimately love stuffing.
It's like he's like looking me dead in the eyes, like, help me, I'm scared. While he's shouting on stuffing.
No, you're looking me in the eyes, like, terrified.
Well, yeah, because you.
I was
Look,
just zoning out. I heard Luke say he loves stuffing. I was like, I do too, guys.
So my biggest beef with stuffing is occasionally.
There's no beef in stuffing.
That's my beef. My beef with stuffing is occasionally it has like onions and stuff in it, and like I don't really mind it, but like it throws off the texture because it's like, oh, it's really like it could either be like really like smooth and kind of mushy as it's like breadcrumbs essentially and whatnot, or it could be a little crunchy with like croutons and whatever in it, but then there's like onion in there and it just throws me. I can't, like, I used to like stuffing, but recently I've just like
That's so
You
weird.
should try my family's stuffing.
Does it have onions in it?
No.
See, we never make like homemade stuffing. We make the
make
packets.
Yeah, the package stuff.
Oh, really? We make everything homemade.
Well, see, like we make everything that matters homemade. Like the potatoes, like all of the veggies.
Are you suggesting that stuffing doesn't matter?
I'm saying it doesn't
Stuffing is crazy.
I've
doesn't
never had homemade stuffing. I've always
deserve
had, like, the packet stuff.
like it's just it doesn't deserve the time it takes to make homemade. At least I don't think, because like I said, I've never really had homemade stuffing.
Yeah, same.
But like it's just so easy to take a packet of it, cook it, and then like it's something that you can do while you're concerned with the 30 other menu items. Like, I don't know. It's just, that's my opinion. Stuffing is not overrated. Stuffing is
Perfectly.
a minor food.
Stuffing is completely underrated.
Stuffing
We need to eat
is a minor
stuffing
food.
year round. Why isn't it
I
eaten
would
year
take
round?
more stuffing.
I mean, it's just bread. Do you eat bread?
What? I eat bread a lot.
Why are you like... I don't. Okay, if this video actually goes up at a decent time,
It's gonna go
and
up.
you're okay,
'Cause I'm taking care of it now.
because he's in charge of it now. But if you are watching this and you think Josh is like talking and looking at me as crazy as I think he is, put a comment down below, because otherwise I think I'm just going insane.
I'm pretty sure I can anticipate exactly what it looks like.
Speaking of insanity
Spooky.
and
Speaking of
looking
insanity.
like things, do you guys have any costume ideas for Halloween?
I'm
not gonna dress.
I don't know. If I do dress up, it's just gonna be my Jedi costume from a couple years ago.
I could
Oh.
actually I could throw on some of my Jack Avery gear and just go as like generic jock.
There you go.
Go as Jack Avery and
See,
spread your
I
name.
really want to do
I'm
a
the
Halloween.
All-American, a professional wrestler none of you have ever.
Heard of.
Yeah, I
You're
really
welcome.
want to do something for Halloween, but like I work Thursday night, which is Halloween, and I work till like midnight. So like maybe I'll come home and like do like a Halloween stream that night, but at that point it's technically after Halloween. So
Everyone's
like
in bed. Or
Yeah.
most people are in bed.
so like that's why I'm like I really want to do something for Halloween, but I don't know if it'll happen. Like I don't have a costume, I don't have an outfit or anything that I could like do, so it's just like yeah, I don't know. Like I
And the
want
question
to,
is,
but
where and when would you wear it?
just on stream. Like if I could. You know? Is that weird?
Mm-hmm.
It is weird.
No, that
I
would
could
actually
wear
be-
my Goku figurine. I could just put him on my head.
That's all I was pointing to. I was pointing that helmet up on
I
the
know,
TV,
but I
yeah.
just didn't want to acknowledge it. So I'm just like,
No,
oh,
I
Goku.
agree. Put your Goku figurine on your head.
am
I will
Goku.
duct tape it to my head. I am Goku. Haha.
I am going this year as the mountain that Goku stands upon in episode 402.
That's
And
a
then just dress in all gray.
good idea.
Or
Except it's not episode 403.
look, what you can always
Episode
do.
472.
472. It was actually 451.
What are you guys even talking
Dragon
about?
Ball Z.
I don't watch Dragon Ball Z.
Neither does Luke.
Okay.
That's why we're just throwing out numbers because it's fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
Correct.
I thought you actually legitimately knew the episode. There was this
No,
mountain.
I don't even think there's
character.
453
I don't
episodes.
know. I just assume he stands on top of a mountain at some point and glares intimidatingly at people.
He doesn't really
Gotcha.
glare intimidatingly at people unless he's angry. Actually, he does on occasion.
Okay, that's great.
And this has been
Anime talk.
Dragon Ball Z Talk.
And this has been the podcast. Thank you for listening to Experimental Reality. We'll be back next week with more experimental content.
But Luke, I'm pretty sure Josh had something to say.
It was probably not important.
I didn't really have anything.
Fine.
to say.
What do you want?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Go.
What did you want, Josh?
Nothing.
Don't be shy.
I didn't have anything to say.
No, go ahead, Josh. I'm sorry.
I was just looking at Shine because
No,
I was
continue.
No,
extraordinarily. smooth.
seriously,
Continue.
continue.
Just keep going, dude.
Don't worry.
Yeah, don't let us cut you off.
Go.
I don't have anything to say. I legitimately don't. I was just looking at Cheyenne because I was extraordinarily smooth. That was it. Go, Luke. Finish.
Oh boy. Thank you for listening to Experimental Reality. We'll be back next week with more experimental content. Experimental Reality is executive produced by me, Luke. Our multimedia coordinator is Cheyenne. General manager is Josh. Music provided by our good friend and my band co-guy. What's the right word for that?
Member. Co-member.
Yeah,
My musical.
My musical companion, Jason. You can find us at Experimental Reality on Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, Google Play Music, and Podbean. If you want to get in touch with us, email us at experimentalrealitypodcast@gmail.com. Please email us. I can wait.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Cheyenne decided that he was going to drink water.
It didn't work. I'm so sorry.
Cool. That's what you get for drinking.
Oh, I think we should just restart that.
Just finish up, Luke. We're almost done.
Email us at experimentalrealitypodcast@gmail.com. Seriously, do it. It's just ads right now, and it's really depressing. Or connect with us on Twitter at ERPod. Thank you once again for spending time with us. We hope to hear from you soon, and we'll catch you next week in this experimental reality.
Dude, this podcast was so scuffed.